my name is Esti. I am the creator for Esti in Sweden. Today in this live streaming, I'm going to show you how I sculpture a chanterelle. Oh my god, this phone is like slanting. So like I said, I'm going to be sculpturing a mushroom. I want to put them, just beside my table. I still haven't decided yet, but on the other hand, I have tried doing a few just now with the aluminum foil, and this is how it looks like. What does this look like to you? What mushroom is this? If you know, let me know in the comment. So the reason why we use aluminum foil is because you want to save money on the clay. The clay can be quite expensive. You are using whole. So before I start, I want to thank you guys for joining me in this live streaming, and let me know where are you from. It was really interesting the last time when I did live streaming. I had people from Africa, from Indian and USA, and mostly are from USA and Australia. So the time difference is quite a lot, and I don't know how they can join this, but I'm really grateful every one of you who joined me in my live streaming for the past few days. So I'm going to show you how I do this. Let's jump onto this. So you need aluminum foil. I wanted to go out and buy just now because I was looking high and low to make this sculpture. So with the aluminum foil, it's so much easier to do it, and I'm going to show you in a minute how you too can do it. It's a matter of handling the foil. So it may look like it's very advanced, but actually it's quite easy to do. So what we do is that I will form the clay. I will form the shape of a chanterelle, for example, and then I'm going to show you how to do that. And what I will do later on is that I'm going to cover this aluminum foil with I don't know whether you can see. Can you see? Aluminum foil with this clay. So can be quite fun to do a project like that. So let me just put my camera a little bit closer so you can see. So hopefully it just don't die off from us. Yeah, I was just hoping that this is, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm just having some big issue with my tripod, and it just get looser and looser. It's maybe because I am the stamps that I use to tighten up is not so good. Let me see if I can go to the other room and get the other tripod. It's very strange, right? Very strange, right? You see, this is let me show you this. I tried to get a tripod that is on a table size. I couldn't find one in the local, and then I tried to go to another city and look for another tripod, but that one is like too high. So this is actually my old lamp, and then I use my old holder, this telephone holder. I glue it on using the glue gun. So during my live streaming, I've been using this. Unfortunately, this holder is this light is not so good. It's very light, So if the telephone is heavy, then it will fall. So what I do is that I use this thing, mortar, to just protect them. So I'm going to try and see how this will work, okay, with this tripod, because I think this tripod is good, but then I just need to remove the so excuse me, dear. Oops. I'm going to just try and put this in here, and then I don't want to lose my audience. This is very funny, right? We have a live streaming that is having problem with the tripod. Okay, now this is okay. So let me just cool down, and hopefully I can move this to the center. Hopefully this is better. Yes. Okay. Sorry for the disturbance. There was no problem the last time I did the live streaming with the same tripod, and I don't know why. All right, but now let's jump into it. So I'm going to flip the camera a little bit like this so you can see closer. All right. So this is aluminum foil that I am using. So I'm going to crush them. So my intention is to make a chanterelle. And I want to make them like quite big. So obviously this is not as big as I want. This is just a square one. So I'm going to use a bigger one. Or maybe I'll use this one on the top, and then I'll use this one as the stems. So you see how I did that? So actually this one is done by just one piece. So we'll see if we can do this. So what I did was that I fold this paper like into a triangle. Like that. Yeah. And then I just crush them like that. Like a V shape. And then I keep doing that. And then over here, I'll just like bring them close. I think the technique to do this is that you have to understand the shape, the general shape of this mushroom. So this mushroom is going to be sitting in one of my what do you call that? A frame. So I want to do like a chanterelle like this. Yeah. So this is a bit too small. Maybe I'll do like one bigger one here and one smaller one on below. So this is a much bigger one. I'm going to just crush them like that. I hope you can see, yeah? If you can't see, let me know, alright? Okay, like the shape of the umbrella, like this. So once you get the basic shape already, so you know chanterelle inside is like there's a hole, right? So I'm going to pretend that this is the hole in the center, and then I'm just going to just continue to structure it. You will save a lot of clay using this method. And obviously, this is far too small and this is far too big, right? Don't worry. So you just need to reduce the size a little bit. So what I did was that I used a sculpturing pen like this. If you don't have this, you can check out my video description. I have a link there if you are interested. So I want to reduce this again. making it even more smaller. So sometimes you have to use your the taper, and just try to form as natural as possible, like that. And then, see, now it's a much bigger, better. So you know chanterelle, they are like very uneven, right? So you want to smoothen the edges. That's why I say it's very good to have use aluminum foil, because you can shape how you want it. And at this point, later we're going to put the clay on. So you don't really need to work a lot on this. You just need to like form the shape and then put in the clay. Okay, so as long as you get a shape that you like and you are satisfied, I think we can start putting in the clay. So this is a clay that I use very often. It's a hobby clay. So you can buy this in the normal art and craft shop. You know, the art and craft shop we have here in Sweden is very limited and it's extremely expensive. I think one of this like that for half a kilo is like almost 200 crown. I have went to one shop and I was shocked when I saw it at Amazon. It's so much cheaper, and then the quality I think is much better than this. Anyway, I'll just settle with this. I'll show you how it looks like. So this is an air dried one. It's what they call that the sculpturing clay. So with this clay, you can sculpture anything, and it will dry by itself. You can dry them in the oven, but the risk if you dry them in the oven is that sometimes you may get cracked. And also you have to dry them in like, you know, you have to check them all the time. Otherwise it will just dry it out and crack. But I find that this is very easy to work with because I can easily sculpture them. And the thing is that you have to massage it like to smoothen up for beginning at the beginning. So let's start with this. Let's see if I have a paper here where I could use. I like to use baking paper. You don't really need to buy those expensive paper. Alright, so I'm going to try this first. So as you can see, this shape is like very irregular, right? So usually I'll just use a finger to just thin this out, because remember you have to have enough clay here because later you're going to make the gills. So I always like to start on the top first, and then I go in like that. Okay, and then if there's an extra, don't worry, remove it. Alright, at this point, don't worry about the shape. And for this part, the stems, you just want to use your hand and thin it as much as possible. If you have a rolling pin, it's even easier and better. So I'm just going to use my hand and just join this part using my fingertip. Okay, so behind, I don't really care because I'm going to paste this on top of this later on. So I don't really care. I'm just going to use a sharp knife to just cut off the edges. So this clay is good that you can keep them in the bag. Because if you don't keep them in the bag, if you just put them like a few days, and not a few days, a few minutes, then it will dry it up. So have the bag ready beside you. So now I'm just going to just use my finger. Some people like to use water. I can do that too, but I think I can do this without no water. So just make sure it is straight, and then I like to use this the sculpting tool to just press against gently. So it's like blending. So now I have almost the shape of a chanterelle, and at this point I like to just like give this a natural bend, because you know chanterelle, they're not like exactly straight, right? So I have like that, yeah. And then I just, if you like, you can smoothen this. Let me just try and have a sip of water. I'll just use my water to just smoothen it a little bit. Okay, use a bit of water and then just smoothen it like that. Wow, there's so many of you watching. I'm so glad, happy you joined me. Don't be shy to introduce yourself. It would be nice for me to know who's watching and why are you watching. Are you into this clay hobby like me, or are you just simply curious? So at this point, I think I'm quite satisfied. It doesn't matter if it's not 100%. So one thing good about this kind of sculpting pen is that you can use a lot of different ways. I use this a lot when I do my work, my artwork. So usually I like to start in the center, and then I just go across very, very gently. You don't want to press too hard, because if you press too hard, it will go through, and then it will you will see the aluminum foil. You don't want that, right? So for this part is a bit tricky, so I just like to just from here, you can go up this way too, but I find that below is easier like that. So just gently press this. I'm going to show you a book later. It's not a craft book, it's a mushroom book. That I see the shape of certain mushroom, and then I like the shape. I just follow the shape. You see here? You get the lines. Don't worry if it's not perfect. And at this point, I like to just, you know, bring it closer a bit to the stem, because chanterelle, their gills would go down, right? So just gently go down. Slide the knife. Don't do this in a hurry. Enjoy the process. All right, just let it go. So you see, you have almost a really nice there you go. So for the top part, sometimes I just use a bit of water and then I work on a circular movement to just to smoothen the surface. I hope this is not losing focus. If you cannot see clearly, because the autofocus in YouTube, they are not so good. So let me know, okay, so I can move backward a bit so you can see better. So here you go. It doesn't matter if it is not fully covered behind. I think from the front, it's quite okay. Right, and then you want to just make sure you have the curve. Sometimes you can find fingerprint. If it is too much wet, you will find your fingerprint there. Okay, so here you go, the chanterelle. So with this technique, you can literally do any kind of mushrooms. So I'm going to do a bigger one later on. But I'm just going to show you how I get the shape and what am I going to do. I'm going to be doing different mushroom, like this is the black trumpet, and all this marking I already decide which one I wanted to do. Like this is the morel. This is very popular. This is not so difficult to do. So what I'll do is I'll do the same technique like this. I will do the top part thicker and then the stem smaller. So what I do later is on the top part of the morel, I'm going to do it a bit thicker on the clay, because later I'm going to be using the sculpture to create the depth. So you need to have quite a huge amount of clay when you do this. So I like to watch like real mushrooms if possible. I even went to the forest and freeze some of them so I can really feel it, you know, the taking a closer look, because sometimes on picture you only see 2D, right? So it's not so in depth. So this is like my Bible. I like this book because it is very clear. The explanation unfortunately is in Swedish, but if you are interested, you can check out my Amazon storefront. I do have a playlist or a list of books that I really like and I want to buy them in the future. So if you have a book like that, it's good to have a book, because with a book you can see closer. With the internet, the picture is like you cannot really see clearly. So this is the chanterelle, and here I have actually just tried using the same technique. I'm going to make like a mushroom. So I probably have to glue this with a glue gun first, and when I decide on the size, and then I'm going to pretend this is clay. Yeah, I'm going to put them here. But I find that this is a bit too small because the frame is too big, right? So I probably want to do a bigger one. So this is the one type, and there's another type which is the ox tongue mushrooms, which is like, but this is again too small. I want to make like a bigger one. So if you want me to show you how to do this, this is really easy too. Okay, I'm just going to quickly do this and so you can have an idea. It's no harm playing with whatever you got. And I'm going to try and use just like a square, because this is going to be like a circle. And I want to use double so that it is slightly thicker and bigger. So first layer, I'm just going to just circle them like that. just keep folding this in. Okay, and then the second one, I'm also going to do the same. Except that I'm going to fill this hole out. So approximately like that, and then I put it on the opposite side. And then I'm going to continue. So just fold in. And then I'm going to just fold it in the semicircle. But this way, I find that it is too thin. So what you can do is you crush it into like a ball, like that. Just using your finger and just make them like a size of a pancake in the center. So the same, I'm just going to fold this in, put this inside, and just fold it in. This looks more like that. I can't remember the name of that mushroom, but it is in Sweden. It's called rimskivling. It's a bit flat on the top, and then at the side you can just press it in. Rimskivling, we call that. And then use your body weight to just press it in. This is going to be like a one. It's porcini. Porcini is usually quite solid, right? See, it doesn't matter here if this is a hole. It doesn't matter. So you got a solid shape. So you just imagine you save a lot of money just building this. I wanted to do this, so I'm just going to quickly show you how I do this. It's very fun. You make a ball. The stem is very easy too. I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you this one. Yeah. So just see that it is round. And then you want to use your body weight to press a little bit. Yeah. I think I'm going to use more body weight to press it. Yeah. So for this part, I'm going to use this tool to just shape it a little bit. I think maybe this is better. The other one was better. Where was it? I think I've lost the other one. Okay, never mind. This one. You just want to shape up a little bit, and then use the scissors and just cut them. Into two. So now you have 1 and 2. So you could stick them. Again, I find this is still too small. And of course, this kind of mushroom, they are very irregular, the shape. So you can always like shape them. So the one thing good about this is that you can like make cuts in the center, like this, deeper cut. Oh, you see? I have, it's better, right? The shape. So again, you just put your knife on top and just work around it. There you go. And then with the clay, it's so easy. I don't think so. I think you guys are very smart. You don't have to. But I'll just show you anyway. So if you have a rolling pin, I have a metal one, which I usually use, but because the angle of this frame is too narrow, so I'm not going to try and use that. So I'm just going to cut this, and then I see the length of it, and then you can just press out, because you don't need to have a really thick one. Okay, and then fold in. So just fold in. Try to make sure that the aluminum foil doesn't show. And then remove some excess one. And just form the shape. So you can also form the shape later on, because maybe you forgot where the cut was, right? So you can do that later on. Put some water, smoothen up the surface. And I think this mushroom is really good if you have like different layers, because it's not supposed to be that smooth. So in that case, I like to do some marking like that. Certain place, I just make sure that they are like that. And then you use some water and just smoothen the part. You can have a more fine one too, so I think it's good to use them. So once you have the line, you just need to dab onto the line, so you have a more defined. It's very fun. I enjoy doing this sculpture because it does help me to relax. I know at this time of the year, I wasn't thinking so much. I know that a lot of people are out now. You guys in the United States, hello. I'm very crafty. Oh, thank you. I was wondering if I could ask you guys, what are your plans for today? Because I know that in Sweden we are celebrating Halloween, and I think Halloween is becoming more and more popular here. And it wasn't that popular before. You know what? What are your plans? I like to know because I think it's quite fun to just understand how it is like to be abroad in the United States, for example. So as you can see, the hole is quite distinctive. And if you don't want it to be too distinctive, there is one more which I like also to use. I use this one, a bit zigzag. Where are you from, Christy? Ah, Christy, you were here in my live streaming before, right, Christy? I remember your name. Am I right? Or maybe I got it wrong. So like that, and then you just work. Maybe this is maybe this is easier, yeah. So like that. And then if you think that if the surface is too sharp, then if the line is too sharp, and then you just use some water and just even it up like that. So here you got, this is how it can look like. And then the surface also is not smooth. I notice this kind of mushroom, they are a bit irregular on the edges. So I just use my finger and just press it. That's why it's good to have like a book so it can guide you, like to see exactly how that mushroom look like. What is your favorite mushroom? If you were to make, it's a curiosity. I'd like to know. My favorite mushroom is actually matsutake. You guys know they are very easy to make. And if you like to create even more depth, so you can actually make lines also like that. So it's look more realistic. What kind of mushroom you guys like? I think it is very interesting. Like everybody has different liking for different kind of mushroom. So for me, it's really important. I am going to put them in the center like this, and then I'm just going to just see if I can get the feel. So don't be in a hurry. Just enjoy the process. I think this is quite okay, right? So you can paint different colors. So the next step, if you're satisfied with this, there's a light turning, there's a light there. Why? Oh, I'm recording myself. Okay, now you see these lights here, right? I'm not talking about lights. I'm talking about the mushroom because I saw there was a microphone on and the lights flickering. So I was actually recording my own live stream. My goodness, why did I do that? Okay, now the next step here is to, once you're satisfied, I'm not really completely satisfied with this, so but I'm going to take like a screenshot later on this at this point, so you can take a closer look. So what I will do next is that you have to let this sit in the air overnight. If you have a fireplace, you can put them in the fireplace, near on top of the fireplace, so that it dry faster. you don't really need to put them in the oven because, you know, first of all, it's electricity. And then, you know, I don't know about this, if there's any chemical used in this clay. So I wouldn't recommend that you use that. But since this is an air dry clay, you can safely put them in around your house. Make sure your children or your pets is not around there, you know, trying to, is curious, and maybe they might eat it. So be safe, put it high up so children and the pets won't reach it. Okay, at this stage is that I'll let it dry overnight, and the next morning I will just smoothen it out. Maybe if certain part is rough, then I'll just use my hand and then use a bit of water and just smoothen this out. So when it's dry, I'll paint it with acrylic paint, and after that I wait for maybe 3 hours or 4 hours, and then I'll put a layer of lacquer. The one thing good about having this aluminum foil, because the clay is not that thick, right? So it dries very fast. You'll be surprised if you try this, and then let me know. And if you can tag me, SD in Sweden, and show me how this is like on your own creation, it will be very interesting to see. So this is what I plan to do. For this one, I'll probably use this to make porcini. I'm sure you understand how the basic step is, just to crush them, and then from them you will just, you know, play with it, enjoy the process. Sometimes you might just come up with some freaky shape, but then, you know, it is not that important. For me, I like to look at pictures to guide me. But you know, you may have a more creative flair compared to me. So just create your own mushroom. Just enjoy it. And then sometimes you might be surprised. Oh my goodness, I have designed or maybe create a new mushroom, right? So I think, you know, it doesn't matter. Just enjoy the process and don't keep thinking, oh, I have to be perfect. So being perfect sometimes is not the best. Yeah. So are you guys interested in seeing more? I can make more. Otherwise, see. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to make. All right, I'm going to make this one. I find it's really, really important. I'm definitely going to make the this one, the black trumpet. I think this can be really exciting. Maybe we can do this like very quickly and see how I manage the shape. Okay, so you see this clay is trying to dry it out. So keep them in the plastic. If you have something to tie them, it's better. I'm going to find a clip to clip them. I use this kind of clip to clip them, but they are not so good. The plastic is designed to keep the clay moist. So don't transfer them into like a bottle or a container. Don't do that. Or a plastic container. You can put them like very tightly, and then again, if you're afraid, because certain countries are, you know, very dry, so you can put them in a very airtight container. Sorry. So what did I say? I want to do the trumpet, right? So let's see. Okay, I need this amount. Trumpet is a bit challenging, yeah. I think I'll do like that. I have a center where I want to like bring in the center. So I'm going to do like a funnel, like that. Okay, like a funnel. Now I have a funnel, but the funnel is not that pretty. So I'm just going to use my finger and just poke. Or I'm going to use this one. This is my rolling pin. I'm just going to put them like that. And then, see the bottom? And then just circle it. So maybe certain part is a bit thicker. Surround. Is it round? Not really. Okay, now, like I said, don't worry about the initial part. Just press it. Certain part may be thicker, so you press harder. Okay, then this is the center part, right? So just use your hand to just make a hole. Ta-da! That's simple. You can also use this technique to make chanterelle too. So for this trumpet, they are actually like a bit folding, yeah? So you can just twist them like randomly. You don't have to be like fully. So just randomly, like this part, I want it to be thicker. See? So how you gonna put the clay, right? Your question is, you make a circle one, a big circle. You put the clay on top, and then you use your finger to just click in the clay. And then if you still see the silver inside, make a small ball or of small funnel shape, put it through, so that you have a more support underneath. So for the exterior part, do the same. Do a bigger circle. Make sure it is not too thin, because this is quite fragile. So you just make a hole, and then you just cover them, and then you just press your clay in. Shall we do it together? Okay, let's do it together. I think this is a bit too big for mine. So I'm just going to just fold this a little bit. I think this can be a good form of income too, if you guys are interested, because I've seen people really making quite good income, just selling small earrings, and they are not very difficult to make. So I'm going away to another city next week. So there is a bigger craft shop there. So I'm going to go and check it out, because I'm really curious how I can make earrings. I'm going to try and use this, because the problem with this kind of air dry clay, it is not waterproof. So you have to lack it like many layers. And because there are still some, it's more, we call that more metallic, it's more, not, how do I explain? It's not like a ceramic consistent. So the dry part need a lot of time, and it's very important that you dry them, and it shouldn't be too thick, because when it's too thick, when it get older, it will crack. So I think it is very important you understand, because if you want to use this to make earrings, first of all, you want to lack it. If you lack it too many layers, it will not be that nice either. So I'm going to check out. I know that this there's a clay. It's called epoxy clay. And with that clay, you can literally make anything. You can even make like porcelain. So massage the clay a little bit. Do some workout. And then this one. Let's see how thin it can go, okay? I don't want it to be too thick either, because it's going to take up a lot of clay. So I have this. I'm going to just roll this out. Let me open this. See? Okay. Okay, now let's put this on top. So I'm going to just cut like I have a cutter that is round, like a pizza cutter. But let's see, maybe I'll use just a normal knife. This is my kitchen knife actually. So let's see if I can manage to fold it a little bit in. Okay, I'm just going to leave some space so I can fold in. Maybe this is too much, too little. I mean, like cutting a cake, a dough. Okay, so remember the hole I told you? Just use your finger and just press it in. So don't worry about the silver part. I'll show you how you can deal with that. Once you press it in like that, and then try to fold it into here too. If you think certain part is too much, then you can just cut. I think this is too much. Okay, this is too much. Because this clay is, no matter how, still a little bit elastic. Huh? So just fold it in. Okay, and then just at the side, use your finger to just press. I think at this point, make a ball. And then just roll this up. You know, the one thing I noticed when you are doing craft, all right, that is my perspective in life also. Like when you are doing craft, especially when you're working with dough, right? Sometimes you face a lot of consequences. You face a lot of obstacles. And by doing craft, you are actually training your mind to solve problems. Like this, for example, you know, oh, there's a hole, what should we do, right? So we have to solve that problem. So I think having a hobby is really, really, really important. I think this is too big. Is it too big? Yeah, definitely too big. So I'm going to cut even smaller. So just in life also, we have ups and downs, right? There's one guy I've read his quote about life. He said life is just like up and down. And without that ups and downs, we will never learn about life. So I think it's really good that we have that in our life. I'm going to make a small ball like that. Just cut them like that, okay? And then I'm just going to make like a mini corn with like that. I'm going to make a hole like that. And foraging is also like a life, you know. Sometimes if you are lucky, you get treasure, you find mushroom, but sometimes you don't. So, and then you step on mud. This is how life's supposed to be. See, I'm putting this in, so I'm just going to just combine this. Just enjoy the journey. Whichever way, you know, just enjoy the journey. You know me, I'm turning 60 soon. I just find that life just like passes too fast. So if you are young and you are still with many dreams, and I think it's very, very important that everyone should have a dream. If you don't have a dream, like, or not a hobby, not something that you are interested, then something is wrong with you. Right? You have to have something that you are passionate about and you enjoy doing that, and that makes you happy. And I think that is the most important part a lot of people missed out. But you are here, you are in a safe you are in a safe zone. See? Can you see? I have literally covered the hole. So now I'm going to just squeeze it a little bit to give this like a more natural looking on the side. Like that. So it looks more natural, not just like a hole, right? Yeah. And just keep using the water and just smoothen the edges. Okay, if you think that this hole is too small, use a finger and just poke it through again. Okay? And also, you know, try to use, like, squeeze it here so that you get a little bit of fold, so it doesn't look like it is too. And then I found this this sculpture. It's very good to have. It has this zigzag. I don't know whether you can see zigzag. So you can actually create like a, see? So be gentle. And don't be too serious about life. I think life is too short to get serious with everything. All right, have a good laugh. I think in many people's life, I think not everybody has a perfect life. No one have a perfect life. There's always something. Sometimes we may not be happy about certain thing or satisfied with certain thing. It is okay to feel sad for a moment, but it's very good if you can find somebody that you can talk to also. but it really requires some luck also if you find people that you can relate your issue with. I think this is very really, oh, this light, I don't know, can you see? Okay, all right, let's do the behind. Okay, I'm not gonna waste this. I'm gonna mix this with another one. Give this a massage. And then I'm going to do the circle one first, okay? Just round, round, round. Sometimes it can break in the center when you do this, so don't worry. Just enjoy the process. I think it's very important. Mental health nowadays, not many people like to even talk about that. But I find that when we do craft, we are actually healing ourselves in a way. We don't even realize that. Especially when you are in creating something, that would really, really improve mental health. So there is a hole in the center, right? What to do, right? So I'm going to cut a hole. I think I'm going to cut a bigger hole. So life is full of joy, you know. Don't give up. Don't give up in life, okay? Don't give up. Just keep going. Put the circle one inside here, and then just work. It's a bit wet underneath, so if you put on the paper, you might get. You just use your finger and then just push it, or if you like, use some water. I know a lot of people have a problem with the relationship. You know, relationship is the most complicated one. So I think many times we have to work on our own, because going to therapy, they will tell you, oh, okay, this is what you can do. They will suggest to you this and that, but I don't think so. Many people, you have to have the click also. You must also understand. I'm not saying that they are not good, but it's really a lot working on our own. Okay, now this one is done. So if you like, I was thinking maybe I use the remaining one and just fool around, go around this. No, that was not a good idea. No. So you see, when you hit obstacle, you have to solve a problem. Massage, massage, massage. And also for me, it's a lot of people ask me why I'm from Singapore, why I spend so much time in the forest. Don't I feel scared? Or see, I'm using a rectangular one, so I'm going to cover the head. So I'm just going to go around it. And then when I come to the part, the center part, I'm going to just cut using the scissors. Okay. And then use the water to glue them together. sure. We all are human beings. We all have mistakes, and we all are not perfect. So we feel sad. We have humor. We have we have feelings. So like that. You want to like squeeze it a bit. Feel that it is like touching the aluminum foil. If it's too much, remove it. Okay, now okay, just remember to, when you want to put them back to the bag, remember to massage it, all right? Because when you massage it, it will become soft again before you put it back to the bag. And if the bag break like this, double secure it later. So now we have this. Oh, this is quite big, yeah. Maybe I can use this on my window. So, and then just on the top part, you just need to pinch it. We shape our own life. You agree? Don't let anyone tell you what you can do, what you can't do. All right? If people who tell you you can't do this, you can't do that, let them be. Don't bother. Just do your stuff. Don't bother about what other people think too much. They are not the one who live your life. You live your life. Okay, just squeeze it so that you will get the circle. I come from an Asian family, and when we were young, we were always told what to do, what not to do. My mom was very, very strict to me. We not even allowed to have boyfriend until when I was like 18, 19, or even 21. She felt like, you don't need to have a boyfriend until you finish your education. But here in Sweden, it's different thing. When children are like 13 years old, they start having boyfriends already. I'm not objecting people who have a relationship on the earlier part of your life. In fact, it's actually quite good to have a relationship so that you learn through your relationship, through life. And especially those people who have, okay, don't bash me, okay? I really admire those people who start their family early, because I think that is actually quite smart. Like me, I'm 60 now. My daughter still haven't had children yet. So I'm just like in this panic part. Oh, maybe, she should have children. But I'm not worried for her. I think she's very smart. She made her own choice. And I don't have to worry. Yeah, so now I'm just going to let this dry. And then tomorrow, I see if I have time to go on live, then we can maybe do one painting and see how it's like. I'm so sorry I put this thing here, yeah, so you don't see it. So this is the trumpet, the trumpet. I think the trumpet here are wider usually. So this is a mistake also you learn through life. So by watching the book, I know the stamps here are much wider. But don't worry, just let it go, all right? So this tree is going to be drying tonight. I hope you guys enjoy this live streaming, and hopefully I can go live again tomorrow so I can show you how I paint this. How about that? You like that? Do you like that? My dearest viewers, I'm so glad you're up to, at this point, you're still joining me. I must tell you something, all right? A story, not a story, it's a real incident. I did a video, not too, I think it was like 1 year ago, and it was about me having an OCD issue. So I did a funny video telling my audience that, you know, I have a issue because I always nag at LG. I want him to clean the house. He always forget to do this, and he always have this phone at the edge. So that is really killing me. So I did a funny video about that, and then I think it was yesterday or the day before, there was one so claimed psychology. He asked me to take down my video and say that you have misled the audience, and he wants to report me to YouTube. So, and he was really rude, and he was saying, I'm gonna report you. You are not supposed to talk about OCD at this level. So what I'm very grateful is that I have people around me who have followed me for so many years, and they stand up for me. At least one person stand up for me really hard, and he said, you know, don't listen to this guy. He's not a psychology. If he's a psychology, I feel sorry for his patient because, you know, the way he speaks is not like someone who really care. Being a psychologist is somebody who really care and know how to put their message across in a very diplomatic way. So obviously he's not. He's maybe a psycho. So I was really, really glad. I'm really, really happy that I created this friendship here on YouTube. I'm really grateful for every one of you who has been following me for more than 10 years, soon 15 years. And I will continue to set an example to tell you guys, you know, just follow your heart and do what you love. Follow what your heart tells you. Don't listen to what other people say about you. If I'm wrong, I'm not perfect. I'm only human being. And I feel like, you know, everyone make mistakes. So the most important is we know the mistake and we know how to correct it, and we don't want to make the same mistakes again. And also, I think it's very important you get some support from people. In this case, I'm really surprised that I get support from stranger that, you know, fight for me and say, go do it, Esty. Don't listen to what other people say. Just do your stuff. So for that reason, I keep coming back to live streaming because I felt like that is my only way to tell you or to motivate you to do the things that you love, and also to tell you exactly and to feel the connection. I felt like I want to reach out to people who maybe not in the best place in their life, but they may need something that to distract them from their problem. So I think starting a hobby is a very good way to do that, because when you do that, you are actually self-developing. You know how to find the skill to solve the issue, your issue or other people's issue. So that is a really good way to do that. And I hope you understand what I mean. My English is not that perfect, but I'm sure you are very smart. You are much smarter than me to understand me. I love to hear from you. If you are missing this live streaming, you can also send me a comment later on. Usually I will answer them right away when I see it. If not, it will just take like a few minutes or maybe maximum 1 hour. All right. I check my YouTube like every 1 hour and see and reply to every comment that I see. Those really bully, I don't really bother. What I do is I don't, okay, I just let it go. I think letting go in life is also very important. So I hope you enjoy. Tomorrow I try to go on live and show you guys how I do it. And then I'm going to show you how I decorate my place. Maybe do a live tour and go around the house, to show you my addiction in making mushroom craft. Do you like that? Give a thumbs up. And I hope to see you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye. Have a great Saturday. And hopefully tomorrow is even brighter and better. See you.